superimpose what has happened with me on my entire future, and I feel that this is what is going to happen with me. The animalistic behavior in us will make us react to everything. And the main problem is that I consider these three things to be me. That is why all limitations are there. So body limits me, my mind limits me, my intellect limits me. All my limitations are because of the concept of higher truth, higher reality, nature that I believe in. All such people are not atheist. Most of the youngsters, they just want to go against the argument that they generally give is, why should I go to temple? God is that what is mine is not me. So the best technique which is used for this transformation is called pause technique. So if somebody is going to temple, we should not disturb those people. If you go for concerts, I am not asking you why. A very important question that every person has to ask is, who am I? In Indian culture, we call 4 purusharthas, goals of life, dharma, artha, kama. But we see very often that we do so many things to achieve that is not somewhere outside. If you want that happiness, search it within. You will find it says sa vidya ya vimuktaye. That is knowledge which frees you.
Veji, can you tell us why do we need spiritual or Vedanta in our life?
Hari Om. So you see, the main thing is all of us want same thing from life, and that is we want to be happy. But we see very often that we do so many things to gain that happiness. We change job, we change the environment around us, we go into different relationships, we attain different luxurious life, etc. But somehow that happiness, what we seek, we don't get properly. Now spirituality is a science that tells that what you search, what you are searching is not somewhere outside. If you want that happiness, search it within, you will find it much better, much faster. That is why we need spirituality in life. Vedanta is a philosophy which gives us spiritual knowledge. So it is this Vedanta philosophy which tells me that what I am seeking is within me, rather it is me. So rather than going after various things of the world, if I can derive the happiness from within, that will be the best thing. Since spirituality or Vedanta teaches me this, that is why we need spirituality.
So what do we gain from this knowledge, the Vedanta, and what is its purpose?
There is one very beautiful line in the Puranas which says, sa vidya ya vimuktaye. That is knowledge which frees you, which gives you freedom. Now this is true for all kinds of knowledge, of course, because any knowledge gives me freedom from the ignorance of that particular object. But in Vedanta or in spiritual knowledge, it is even more true, because it is the spiritual knowledge which will give me freedom from everything that is binding me. All my bondages that I am facing, bondage means what? That I want to do something, but something is stopping me. Now all those limitations are because of my instruments that I have. My body has some capabilities, but body doesn't have many capabilities. So body limits me, my mind limits me, my intellect limits me. All my limitations are because of these three things. And the main problem is that I consider these three things to be me. That is why all limitations are there for me. Now knowledge of spirituality or knowledge of Vedanta tells me that I am not this. And this knowledge frees me from all kinds of limitations. This freedom is the result, purpose of knowledge.
Okay. So there is a saying that Vedanta people say that we are not body, we are not mind. So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
A very important question that every person has to ask is, who am I? We try to find out about the world a lot. We want to know what is this, how is that, how is this happening. So many questions we have. But very seldom we have thought about this question, who am I? Now if we think a little bit more on this question, there are many logics which can be given why I am not the body, mind, intellect, etc. I'll take one logic which is given in scriptures, which says that what is my is not me. My house, my car, my husband, my wife, my children, my father, my mother, whatever is mine has to be different from me. Now if we carefully see, this body also is mine. I said, don't touch my hand, my head is paining. So body is also mine. If it is mine, then it is not me. It means what? My existence is something which is beyond this experience of body and mind and intellect. And that is why it is said that I am not the body, mind, intellect. And since that existence is beyond all these things, all my other experiences are within this limitation of body, mind, intellect, which puts me into bondage. And that's why Vedanta tells that it is not the body, mind, intellect which is your real self. It is the existence which is beyond it. That is the real self.
Can you share that example, the dream and the reality?
For example, in dream, let us say, okay, suppose in my dream, I am seeing so many things. Now remember, in the dream, whatever I am seeing is, I feel that in the dream it is different from me. Okay, so there is a dream body. Now the dream body is chased by dream lion, and I am running, and I am tired. Now actually, none of this is actually happening. Why? Because I am nicely sleeping on my bed. But misunderstanding myself to be the body, I am trying to save the body from the lion who is also me only. Actually, in the dream, in my dream, there is nobody else. So the lion that I see, the road that I am running from, and the trees that I see, the other people that I see, everything is me only. But I have somehow misunderstood myself to be only the body which is there in the dream, and not the other bodies which I see in the dream.
Okay.
Right? So when I wake up, what I realize, that everything was unreal. In the same way, in this world also, when we are living, we have different feelings, that this is me, this is me, this is me, the body is me, mind is me, intellect is me. But actually our experience says very clearly that I am not the body. The body may feel like it is mine, it is mine, but I am not the body. Same way for mind and intellect also. I can see my thoughts. I can see what I am feeling now. I know I am getting angry. I know I am loving somebody. I know I am understanding today's class, or I am not understanding today's class, which means I am understanding what the mind and intellect is going through. Now, if I am understanding what they are going through, then they should be different from me. Right? So this is where the little bit of logic will even prove that I am not the body, mind, intellect.
So Raj is asking, if any bad incident happen and we go to depression, how can we overcome that?
No, it depends on a lot of things, because what was the incidence, how deep was it, how deep has it impacted you, all that we have to take into consideration. But basically depression comes because we think either I have let myself down or somebody else has let me down. That is what creates this kind of depression. And it is also a negative tendency, because we superimpose what has happened with me on my entire future, and I feel that this is what is going to happen with me throughout. The moment I think that whatever happened, my future is going to be different, I cannot be in depression. So to handle depression, one of the very important things is to have a positive outlook towards life. Yes, whatever happened may be very bad, may have given me a big jolt, it's fine. But that's not it. Life is not over. There are so many turns that come to our life. If at every turn we stop saying that there is no road, we will not be able to live our life. Depression is an emotion which we need to understand, but with positive thinking and with seeing little bit of perspective, we'll understand that this depression is not really good for me, and I don't need to have this. Some people, nowadays, because they don't have any real problems, for any silly problems also they get into depression.
So can we say, is it a delusion?
Yeah, of course it is delusion, but it is also created by me, and that's why it is delusion. It is not that the world is trying to create any kind of delusion for me and you say I am depressed because of the world. No, I am depressed because of my own understanding of the world. Nowadays, for example, somebody doesn't get more gifts on birthday, they get depressed. No, we never celebrated birthdays. I am not saying everybody should be like this, but I am saying that is a too small problem to feel depressed about. But always what happens is when we are inside the problem always looks big. At such times we should open our eyes and look in the world and see what are the real problems that people are facing. There are people who don't have food to eat. There are people who don't have clothes to wear. They don't have shelter to live. And we are fighting about small things. It's not really valid that these kind of problems can put us in depression.
Okay, nice. So Sandhya is asking that is spirituality or Vedanta, is it only for brahmacharis or who is it for?
No. It is for everyone. See, spirituality basically means what? That the happiness that I am searching, I am not looking outside for it, but I am going to look inside for it. Now, this kind of mental shift, anybody can do. It is not necessary that the person should be a brahmachari or a sannyasi. No, grahasthas also should do. Rather, if you see the history of India also, more grahasthas have been on this path. All our rishis were grahasthas. Most of the saints were grahasthas. You say Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, say Tukaram Maharaj, you say so many saints that we see even in the recent history or distant history also, they were grahasthas. So it is not that it is a path which is to be followed only by brahmacharis or sannyasis. No, it is for everyone.
So when an incident happens, we almost like we react. It happens like instinctively. So in that time, how to take a decision so we don't react, instead we respond?
This reaction and response comes after some practice. Initially, the animalistic behavior in us will make us react to everything. But we, by our own experience, have so far understood that this is not something that is good for me, because in my reaction, I always react wrong. And then that creates problems for others as well as for myself. So the best technique which is used for this transformation is called pause technique. When any information comes, you pause. You give time to your mind and intellect to sit with that information, to process the situation, and then decide what you want to do. Now sometimes we are in a hurry to react. There is no hurry in life. We can always tell them, let us pause, let me give a thought about it. For example, somebody is asking me a question. I don't have to give answer immediately. If I need time to think, I can tell the person very clearly, please wait a minute, let me think and get back to you. Similarly, for all the things, suppose somebody is asking me something, suppose somebody is accusing me of something, we don't have to react for everything. Because actually the world is also today such that they feed on these reactions. Even from top people, etc., these media people, they want reactions because they know reactions are not going to be thoughtful. But the clever people are those that they don't give reactions. They just keep the straight face and they say you are not going to get anything from me. Those are the actual clever people because they have understood the trap. Now we may not be celebrities who will get trapped into all these things, but we are living our life, we get trapped in our own reactions. So in all those cases we should pause, think, and then see what should be our response to anything. This takes time and this takes practice also, but it is something which is very, very important for us.
Okay, most youth, especially in my age, early 20s or after 20s, they go into that side like religion. It's not something that we should be doing it. It's something like going as an atheist way of going there. And they're thinking this doesn't do any good. So can you add a little bit of parampara sadhana and sakshar sadhana?
See, parampara sadhana, sakshar sadhana will be too much for the person who is even atheist. Okay. So what I want to say is this. There is no problem in being an atheist. But the question that I should ask myself is, why am I an atheist? What is it about God that I don't believe in? Atheist means one who doesn't believe in God. Is it that the concept of God which other people are preaching me, I don't believe in that concept of God? If that is the case, then I am not actually atheist. There will be some concept of higher truth, higher reality, nature that I believe in. All such people are not atheist. Most of the youngsters, they just want to go against the flow. So if people are going to temple, I say I am atheist, I don't go to temple. But in Hinduism, in Indian culture, nowhere it is said that a person who doesn't go to temple is an atheist. Because atheism is not about believing in a particular form of God. Actually speaking, in the whole world there is nobody who is atheist. Everybody believes in some form of higher reality. There will be some person who believes in themselves, that is God for them. There will be somebody who believes in nature, that is God for them. Somebody who believes in science, science is God for them. Somebody who says that no, I just believe in music, I don't believe in anything, music is God for them. Why are we restricting the idea of God to suit everybody, and then they say that anybody who doesn't fall in this is an atheist? Actually, Hinduism doesn't give chance to become atheist, because we can't be atheist. The very fact that we are living means we believe in something. A simple example, we are sitting in this hall, right? We believe that the person who has built this hall has built it well, otherwise it will fall on my head. So I have belief in something, isn't it? That is God. So if I don't believe in certain idea of God, it is fine. What as a youngster I must understand is, just as I have freedom to choose my idea of God, so are everybody else. So is everybody else. So if somebody is going to temple, we should not disturb those people. You may not want to go to, let them go to it. Just as somebody comes to spirituality and people ask, why are you going? Why are you doing like this? Now, I have a very big problem with such people, because when you go for concerts, I am not asking you why are you going for concert. So I am letting you live life the way you want. You should also let me live life the way I want. Right? So just as I am not getting into your concept of God or faith in God, you also should not get into my faith in God or my concept of God. Okay? That is something which is very, very important. I don't have to accept other person's idea of God to be called as a religious person.
Okay.
Now, what scriptures are saying about God, if I understand that, I understand that it is very logical. Let me give example for this as well. People often ask this question, I am not religious because I don't go to temple. And the argument that they generally give is, why should I go to temple? God is everywhere. You keep saying God is everywhere. If God is everywhere, then He is in my room also. Why should I go to temple? Argument is valid. But the same argument I can make that movies are released in theatre. But the same movies you can also watch later on in your laptop, on your mobile. Why do you go to theatre? Because in the theatre you get an enhanced experience. You go to theatre when there is a huge screen, there are better sounds, there is darkness, all the people there have come to watch the movie. So there is an ambience created to watch that movie, and the experience that I get in the theatre is much enhanced experience. It is not that the same movie I cannot watch anywhere else. Same way, God is everywhere, we can experience it everywhere, but in the temple what happens, the experience is enhanced. Because of the ambience, because of the lamps, because of the incense stick, because of everybody coming there with that attitude of worship. Because of all these things, there is an ambience which is created which will help me. And we ourselves have experienced this, that when our mind is extremely turbulent and going through lot of such oscillations, we go to such quiet, calm places, we feel peaceful. Isn't it your experience? Now, if you have got this experience, you are a spiritual person. You are a religious person. So there is no point in saying that, okay, I am not religious, or why to be religious. We should not get into defensive mode all the time as youngsters. We should be head on, face everything. Right? As long as as long as I am clear about what I am doing, why am I doing it, I don't think there is a problem. Many times people are lazy to think, and therefore they say they are like this. I have a problem with those people.
Nice answer. So this is a common question that everyone asks the spiritual gurus, saying, what is the purpose of life? So what is your opinion if someone asks you?
See, basically, everybody's purpose of life is to gain that permanent happiness. There are no two ways about it. Everybody wants happiness. Nobody wants sorrow. Nobody goes to God or Guru and say that, oh God, please give me some kind of sadness, sorrow because I have been happy for a long time. Nobody says like that. Everybody wants happiness. But the difference is everybody's idea of that happiness may be different. Somebody may find happiness in wealth. Somebody may find happiness in family life. Somebody may find happiness in comforts. Now, according to that, in our Indian culture, we call 4 Purusharthas, goals of life. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma Purushartha says that we walk the path of righteousness so that later on we get a world where I can enjoy comfortably. Artha Purushartha says that money gives me happiness, so I am working for money. Kama Purushartha is where a person is working for more and more pleasures of the world, comforts of the world. And Moksha Purushartha is that one where one says that this Dharma Artha Kama is giving me joy, but it is still temporary. It's not the permanent joy. So when one realizes this and then starts to seek for that permanent happiness and then comes to moksha, that is the final purpose of life. So even among the 4 Purusharthas of Dharma Artha Kama Moksha, moksha is called as the ultimate Purushartha, the final goal, the final purpose of all human life.
Okay, nice. So any final thoughts, the last message that you would like to give?
Think. That is what I would love to tell all youngsters. Think. Every single thing that we are doing, please think why. And I am not just saying about spirituality, actually I am talking about all other things other than spirituality. Think more. Just because all my friends are going for some party, should I go? Just because all are drinking, should I drink? Just because all are smoking, should I smoke? Just because all are wasting their life, should I waste my life? Is it something that I want to do in my life? Think. The main problem that we are in is because we don't think. So if we can just think. Now somebody will ask, how to think? So get guidance from the spiritual masters, get guidance from the scriptures, get guidance from your friends, get guidance from your parents, from whoever you think is capable of giving guidance. Please get guidance, but start to think. And think about the essential points related to yourself, rather than thinking about all the unessential points. There are many people who keep thinking about why Kohli played that shot, why Ranbir Kapoor is doing this movie. By you thinking, they are not going to change anything. Think about topics which are related to your life, which are going to bring change in your life. So I think that is what.
So change yourself, so the world will change something.
Work on yourself, change yourself, and the world will automatically change.
Okay. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you for sharing your wonderful insight. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Yeah.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.